Good evening, Grizzlies. Today is National Star Wars Day, so may the 4th be with you. With the semester wrapping up, we appreciate you for tuning in and giving us your time. I'm Zach Roberts, and we have a new anchor with us today.
Thanks, Zach. I'm Sydney Byerly, and I'm happy to be here. Campus has been incredibly busy with finals week nearing, so stay tuned because we have you covered.
Indiana University may have Little 500, but the Grizzlies have a race of their own. It's time to peek into the rearview mirror and take a look at this year's Grizzly Grand Prix event.
Last week, Franklin College hosted the Grizzly Grand Prix, and there were a total of 9 teams who participated in the events. But before we get to the race, we're going to quickly look at how the racers could have gotten the energy to perform well. Or maybe it was just poor college kids wanting to get some free food. If you were in the mood for a chicken sandwich or tenderloin, the Legendary Kitchen had that available. For the psychos who wanted some Mexican before they ran through Dame Mall, there was a taco truck available. They were even nice enough to let me inside and made some free tacos for me. And they were delicious, I might add. But we also cannot forget about desserts. The college was kind enough to bring in Ritters. They had a couple of different options available for the frozen custard fans. And now it is time that we get into the race. In the first event, 2 people would race in these balls to get to the finish line. Next, their teammates would race on tricycles to their checkered flags. Once they were done, their third teammate would go diving for apples. Once they were cleared, the other racers would climb to the top of this inflatable and then slide down. Then, the throwers would have to throw a football through a hole 5 times before they would take off to the beds and race to the finish line as a team. This has been Garrett Snyder with the Franklin News.
While it may not be a race, the Zeta Tau Alpha sorority hosted a dash of their own. The event was held as part of Zeta's philanthropic work, raising money for breast cancer awareness and education.
Zeta, in partnership with Passion for Paws, hosted their annual dog dash this Saturday for around 20 canine attendees. The theme was Spa Day, and the dogs had the opportunity to enjoy a dip in the pool and get dolled up with bandanas. There was a raffle with items donated by local businesses, as well as the main event, the dog dash. The dogs and their owners took to the mile loop on a hot but windy day.
I always love this event because you get to see all the members of both the sorority and this year Passion for Paws come together with our friends and family and walk all our dogs together. And the dash is always really fun.
Besides having fun, the event also helps the sorority and Passion for Paws raise money for multiple causes.
It's one of their big events to raise money for their philanthropy, which is breast cancer awareness and education. And this year we had the opportunity as Passion for Paws to team up and run the event together so we could raise money for our organization as well.
The dogs may not have understood the fundraising part, but they definitely enjoyed the day. For the Franklin Newscast, I'm Jack Sells.
After covering the dog dash, we transitioned to serving you the news of Franklin's Greek Week. During the Greek Week, the campus's fraternities and sororities faced off in a volleyball tournament.
Franklin College fraternities and sororities came together to celebrate the first in-person Greek Week event in the last 2 years. The first event in the week-long competition was volleyball. Students not playing were still packed in the fitness center cheering for their team. No matter the experience level for volleyball, the Greek organizations were assigned to another team to play for a first elimination round. First up was Zeta Tau Alpha against Phi Delta Theta. The Zeta team was stacked with members of the women's volleyball team and showed the Phi Delts how to do it, winning the game in 25-14. All of the other fraternity and sororities played their first elimination round and were all trying to get to the final round. The eliminations were based on how many points were scored against their opponent, resulting in the final round being the sorority Pi Beta Phi against the fraternity Sigma Alpha Upsilon. Pi Phi also having members of the volleyball team as well as other talented athletes on campus, the sorority came out on top, besting Sig 25-22. There are many other Greek events throughout the week, with the finale being on Saturday with Greeks in the Park. For the Franklin Newscast, I'm Kyle Hayflick.
Although Greek Week had volleyball games, Senior Week held a game of their own. Seniors who could spare the time rolled on over to 10 Pins to bowl, drink, and eat, a perfect strike to the end of their collegiate careers.
Franklin College seniors rolled on down to the lanes Tuesday, April 26th as part of their senior week experience. 10 Pins in downtown Franklin hosted the event where pizza, beer, and memories were shared from the past 4 years. Senior Garrett Ramsey talks about what's next to come.
Right now, I'm coaching this summer, so I don't really have a job lined up for this summer immediately, but I'm going to start applying to school systems and see if I can get in with school system somewhere in Indiana.
Bradley Hartman expresses the camaraderie and friendships built over the past 4 years. He also talks about the job hunt.
Senior week's been great. It's been good to see everybody that we came in with and just go out, same people. I don't have any big plans, but I'm just sending my resume out and talking to as many people as I can and do some interviews.
We want to congratulate the class of 2022 and wish nothing but the best to the seniors. With the Franklin Newscast, I'm Eric Mullenix.
With senior week closing and graduation approaching, it can be an exciting yet scary time for seniors. Luckily, Franklin College's Director of Career Development, Kirk Bixler, has some advice for seniors entering the job market.
It's the end of the school year, and upcoming graduates are about to enter the workforce. Kirk Bixler says students need to be patient in their search of a dream job.
I think in general, the job market is really, really good right now. That being said, I think our graduating seniors won't have that hard of a time finding a job, but if they're looking for like that perfect job or exactly what they want to do, they're going to have to work a little bit harder because, although there are lots and lots of jobs out there, people still have to look for them. They have to network and sort of follow all the right steps in order to get what they really, really want.
Lauren Spina, a senior who already has a job at the Indianapolis Zoo as a marketing event specialist, gave some advice for fellow upcoming graduates.
Their dream job, other than making sure it actually is your dream and going for it, it doesn't hurt to send out a resume. It's not going to hurt you. If they say no, they say no. It's probably going to be over an email, but do the interview, go for it. Don't be scared, take the risk.
Bixler says to contact him for any help and to use the resources that the college offers to your advantage.
Take advantage of the resources that you have on campus. Take advantage of, career development, professional development. Take advantage of the network that your faculty members have developed because they're very well connected with our alumni who are doing things that our students want to do. Also make some connections with the Alumni Development Office because they can help you find as well folks who do what they want to do, but maybe even in other parts of the country.
For the Franklin Newscast, I'm Zane Spangler.
With so many seniors on track to graduate, you may not have noticed that senior Zach Wiley has also been dominating on the track and field team. With multiple awards this season, it's hard to go as far as he can throw.
Most people picture running when it comes to track and field, but Franklin College senior Zach Wiley shows there's more to the sport than just going the distance. Wiley participates in javelin, shot put, and discus, and finds himself practicing in the throwing ring to improve from the day before. While Wiley has had success in discus, it was the hammer and javelin that took some time to properly learn how to throw.
Hammer took me a little bit. Hammer was especially weird because the weight is so far away from your body that if you don't have the timing right, it will completely throw you off guard. So it took me pretty much my entire freshman year to actually get used to the hammer before I could actually throw it properly.
Wiley's recent HCAC selections prove that his practice has paid off, but this success hasn't gone to his head.
It doesn't put any pressure on me. I keep forgetting it actually exists. I'm trying to put it in a way that doesn't make me sound like I'm too egotistical, but I don't care. I just have a goal that I want to meet, and once I meet that, then I will feel better, I guess.
As far as what the future holds for Wiley, he is looking forward to achieving more personal goals, such as making the Division III Track and Field Nationals. For the Franklin Newscast, I'm Zane Ballinger.
Zach Wiley isn't the only person on campus with a big arm. Sophomore pitcher Sydney Pitts picked up a Conference Pitcher of the Week award as the women's softball team continues to build on their success.
The Franklin College softball team has found their stride as of late. The Grizzlies have 5 players batting over .350 in this stretch and have had outstanding pitching and hitting from sophomores Sydney Pitts and Annie Klumper. Pitts, who won her first HDHC Pitcher of the Week last week, sits at a record of 9-3 with a 2.94 ERA. On the flip side, sophomore left fielder Annie Klumper has had an outstanding year herself. Klumper speaks on how the season has been going and what sparked this late run.
Our season's been going pretty strong so far. We've definitely had some rocky games and a little bit of a rocky start, but I'd say that those games kind of fueled us to becoming more competitive as a team and closer as a team. In our first conference game, we split with Transy, and this gave us the confidence to know that we can play with anybody. And our team culture has also grown a lot closer throughout these last couple of weeks.
Klumper is batting .381 with 1 home run and 20 RBIs so far this season, with her first career home run coming against Hope College 2 weeks ago.
The Franklin College women's softball team sits at a record of 18-13 and are 9-3 in conference and 8-2 in the last 10 games. They are currently in a doubleheader at Anderson University, where they lead 2-0 in the top of the first. Their next upcoming games are against Chicago University and against Defiance College.
The Grizzlies sit in third in the HCHC softball standings, only behind Transylvania and Mount St. Joe. Franklin concludes their regular season this Friday with hopes of making a postseason run. For the Franklin Newscast, I'm Sam Brunsman.
We must have reached 3 strikes because we're out of stories for tonight. But we'll be back. Join us next time. I'm Sydney Byerly.
And I'm Zach Roberts. Good night, Grizzlies.